Hi, I'm Todd Henderson. Today I want to show you how to install the BedTred Ultra on the 2017 and up Ford Super Duty. This has a 6.75 bed. Now, if you have a spray-in bed liner you're wanting to put this over top of, you will need to get the adhesive promoter kit. If you have any questions about the product, click the information button or follow the link in the description. Let's go ahead and get started. So I've gone ahead and laid out all the pieces of the BedTred Ultra. I've got the floor portion that is attached by a bridge piece to the tailgate piece. I've got the sidewalls and the bulkhead. They're all laying in place where they're going to go. But first thing we're going to do is we're going to fold some pieces back and attach the Velcro strips. So I'm going to start with the tailgate. Now, what I'm going to show you is going to be an alternate installation. Most installations are going to call for a long strip here and a long strip down here. I'm going to do a little bit different. When I talk about the long strips, this piece right here is 63 inches. You're going to use that for the bulkhead. You're also going to have 3 strips that are 61 inches. This is what we're going to use for the tailgate. Now this piece right here, I'm going to go ahead and set it to the far end, the top end of the tailgate. Now, instead of using a long strip at the bottom, I'm actually going to use several small strips that normally would go at the back of the side pieces up at the tailgate pillar, but I'm going to spread them across the bottom. I just think it makes for a cleaner install in the visible areas of the edges of the bed rug or bed tread. And for right now, I'm just going to set a few pieces in place. I'm going to adjust them later. I'm just going to put 6 along the bottom. Now we're going to go to the bulkhead piece. Now when I flip this over, this is the top of the bulkhead. Down here is where it zips to the bed tread. When I flip that over, I'm going to go to the very top edge. This is where we're going to put our 63-inch piece. That goes from one side all the way to the other. We've got a little bit of excess hanging off, so I'm going to go ahead and trim that. Now at the bottom of this profile right here, I'm going to put another extra long strip. It's our 61-inch strip. At the bottom, I'm going to use space out evenly a few of the short strips. All right, now for the sidewalls, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip those over. At the tops of the sidewalls, I'm going to put a few of the short Velcro pieces. Now what I do on this side, I'm going to do the exact same thing on the opposite side. Now in your kit, you're going to have some 10-inch pieces. I'll show you how to apply those. And you'll have a couple of 6-inch pieces for each side. They apply just like so. We're going to repeat the same process on the opposite side, and then we'll zip everything together. Okay, now each piece is going to actually zip to the floor portion of the bed tread. So what we're going to do is we're going to find the zipper portion, put that together, and peel the zipper back. The trick here is you want to get the edges of the zipper together, and then you can go ahead and pull a long run. Bulkhead portion zips on pretty much the same way. Bulkhead's a little easier because it's just one straight shot. And the passenger side zips on the same way as the driver's side. Now before we actually bring the bed tread into the truck, we're going to go ahead and take off our tie-down hooks. Now we're going to use a T40 Torx driver to do that. Now once we have those tie-down hooks out, we're going to go ahead and put the bolts back into place temporarily. And if you have these optional brackets here, you're going to want to go ahead and remove these bolts. There's 4 per bracket using a T30. And again, we're going to put these bolts back in place. All right, we're going to want to make sure these bolt heads are sticking out just a little bit. That way we can feel them behind the bed tread. All right, now we're going to go ahead and take the bed tread and put it into the bed of the truck. All right, now before we put our bulkhead piece into place, we first need to make sure we mark on the bulkhead piece itself where to drill for our 2 locations. This is where our tie-down cleat is going to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this top piece out of the way. I'm going to put this in place, push it all the way down to the floor of the bed, make sure that's in place. Now I've already gone ahead, used a silver Sharpie, and I put a little dot on right over the locations where the 2 bolts are. Now with those spots marked, I'm going to go ahead and pull this back again. I'm going to take a drill bit. I'm just going to make a hole. In each one of those locations. Now I can go ahead and remove these. Do this in every location that we have a tie-down cleat. Next, in your kit, you're also going to have kind of a roll of Velcro that does not have adhesive on one side. What we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make use of that now. It goes on the sides of your bulkhead piece. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll out a piece and cut into position right here. Now this is going to hang partially off of your edge of the bed tread. And what we're going to do is just kind of attach it like so. And at each one of the corners, we're going to trim the excess. right, we're also going to want to trim it right where these lines right here are. That allows it to fold whenever we fold it up against the sidewall. Do the same thing to the opposite side. Now what we're going to do is fold up the bulkhead piece. Every location where Velcro is going to be contacting the painted surface, we're going to wipe down the painted surface with 91% rubbing alcohol. Next we're going to go ahead, starting with the bottom pieces first, we're going to go ahead and peel away the white protective tape from the Velcro, exposing the adhesive. Now, holding this down at the base of the bed tread, we're going to go ahead and rock it forward to where the adhesive touches the paint. Now we're going to take our factory tie-down cleats with the factory bolts and run those bolts right through the holes that we made in the bed tread. Then we're going to line the bolts up to the factory holes and get them started. Again, be very careful not to cross thread these holes. This is the same way you're going to attach every tie-down cleat. Now it's good to have the sidewalls pulled away while you install the next two strips of Velcro. And just like the bottom strips, we're just going to peel the protection away and then just set it in place. Now, as you set that in place, you want to make sure that you get good adhesion. Make sure it goes all the way up against the bulkhead before it sticks in place. All right, next what we're going to want to do before we actually attach this to the painted surface is go ahead and fit everything up underneath your bed cap. All right, now this is in place, we can go ahead and if we have these brackets that came out, we can go ahead and feel for the bolts that held that bracket in. Once we find those bolts, mark it with a silver Sharpie. Now we can go ahead and pull it back down and drill out the little holes we just marked. All right, so now every area that on the painted surface is going to touch the Velcro, we're going to go ahead and wipe down with 91% rubbing alcohol. All right, now starting with the long strips, the ones that, because we're going from the bottom to the top, we're going to go ahead and peel off the adhesive protector from the long strips. We're going to slowly roll this up to the bed of the truck. I start around the wheel well. Now if we have these brackets, we're going to go ahead and start with our bottom T30 Torx bolts, put those through, and get them started in the holes. Once we get all 4 of the bolts lined up, you can go ahead and tighten down those brackets. Each one of these brackets will install the exact same way. Now we're going to go ahead and fit the front edge of the side piece in place, work it past our tie-down cleat in the front, and attach it to the Velcro that's coming out the side edge of your bulkhead piece. Then we'll go ahead and fit it up underneath our bed cap. We can go ahead and attach our Velcro at the top now. Work it all the way along the top edge, and if anything is sticking out from the edge, you want to trim that back. All right, next what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and fit this piece up underneath your bed cap. Get this all in place and see how this glides along the back edge of our pillar. Now what we're going to want to do is where this ends, we're going to want to make sure we have Velcro all the way along here. Now your instructions are going to show using 3 small pieces of Velcro. This is your alternate installation. I'm using the solid piece of Velcro. Personally, I just think it makes for a cleaner install. We'll use half on one side and half on the other side. You install it however you wish. Once that piece is in place, like so, we're going to hold it in position, start at the bottom, peel the tape out just a few inches, set the bottom in place, just pull it out a bit at a time. And repeat the same process on the opposite side. All right, next what we're going to do for the tailgate piece is we're going to pull it back and see where all the Velcro is going to touch it, and we're going to rub all those areas down with rubbing alcohol. Now we're going to go ahead and first peel off the adhesive protector from the bottom. Now we're going to lift up on the bed tread, bring the lead edge all the way up to where it's laid in place. Then we can bear down on the Velcro in the back. Get that set in place. And once that's set in place, we can go ahead and peel back our adhesive on the top part of the Velcro. Well, that concludes the installation. If you have any questions, click the info button or follow the link in the description.